Hi everyone, Chris Nansky here with Black Belt Leadership Speaking and Coaching with your Mind of a Champion Tip of the Week on Facebook Live. Today I wanted to talk about the idea of boredom. In fact, recently completed a great book by a guy named James Clear. It was called Atomic Habits. And in there, his quote was, and if I may, the greatest threat to success isn't failure, it's boredom. It's boredom. So when you think about that, is how many times do we have an intention to make something happen, to really make a breakthrough in our life, and we get caught up in the boredom or the tediousness, and we lose our focus, we lose our attention. So it got me thinking about all the students that I've had the honor of teaching in martial arts throughout the years. And it's probably tens of thousands at this time. And I've got about 1,000 that have made it to black belt. And when I think about those students in mass, I can think of only two that made it to black belt. And the first time that they came in the studio, I knew exactly they could be a black belt. They had all the focus, the concentration, the power, the agility, the mental toughness, etc. Only two. Which means that the other 998, what happened there? Well, it's because they got to understand the how to work the process, and they leaned into the boredom. In fact, many of the most talented people that I've seen don't make it a black belt because it gets boring for them after a while. And it got me thinking about how that can apply to our lives. Where are there times where we get really super fired up about something and then we get off track because we just get off because it's boring to us? And it made me think of another book. One of my favorite books is this one right here. It's called Mastery by George Leonard. And he talks about the idea of something called the mastery curve. And what he says is that getting to mastery isn't a direct path that travels northeast. What it basically does is you have to start to love the plateau, which means your plateau, and then you actually dip in performance, and then you pop back up a little bit higher, and then you plateau again. You plateau. Then you dip in performance, but then you go a little bit higher. So it eventually goes in that direction, but you have to learn to love the plateau. Hey, Doug, good to see you, buddy. Thanks for coming on. So anyway, where do you have that in your life where you are on the plateau right now, and know that if you stay with it, you can move through? So here's 3 things that I've thought about that I know have helped me and my students move through the plateau, and I think they can serve you as well. So the first thing is you have to love the process. Just fall in love with the process of what you're doing, even if it's each and every day that you just look for one thing you can find joy in. So it's not so much focusing on the end result, but it's focusing on the process and falling in love with that. Sometimes it's not easy, but I know what I've been able to do throughout the years in my martial art training in particular is be able to find the little nuances, the little victories that I have each and every day. I mean, there are kicks I've done a million times, but being able to find that little bit of an uptick gets me inspired, and I love the process of learning and growing. The second thing is know what your why is. So what's the reason that you're doing this for? The why is a powerful, powerful tool. When you're really clear about what your why is, now when the obstacles come, when the boredom comes, now you can lean into it. You can lean and say, listen, I'm going to step into this because of what my why is. I know that there's a higher reason, a higher purpose for why I'm in this activity. And then finally is to set up systems so when the boredom does happen, it can carry you through. So I always tell people to pre-plan or pre-commit. So for instance, if someone wants to go to the gym in the morning, rather than wake up and decide, do I want to go today or do I not? Actually have your workout clothes right at the bed. So as soon as you get out of bed, you're in them and you're ready to rock. And so having systems set up in your routines, in your life, so that you're not thinking about the boredom, you've already committed to act beforehand. So I hope that helps. If this is something that you found some value in, please go ahead and like, comment, and share. And if you have someone that you think could really gain value from this, obviously share it directly, or if you think it's better in a private message, share as well. And also always love your recommendations. So if there's a topic you'd like me to share about, please send that in as well. So there you have it. There's my take on boredom and making sure that we are in a success mode because we fall in love with the process and not let boredom get in our way. So this has been Chris Nansky with your Mind of a Champion Tip of the Week, and we'll see you next time.